Seas and oceans, I guess. At least one ocean. So please, welcome on stage, half Australian, half Spanish, but like all the way from Australia. That sounds way better. All the way from Australia, your headliner of the evening, David Munoz!
So how's everybody feeling? Yeah? I'm feeling fucking great. I really am. Because I've got a cold. It's great. I actually, most people hate colds. I kind of like it because you get that delirium. Your brain goes in weird directions and you start thinking of fucked up crazy shit while you're trying to go to sleep. I kind of really enjoy that. It reminds me of my days at university, when I was taking acid and getting stoned and shit like that. It was great. And I still got my degree. Best 10 years of my life. Seriously, it was fantastic. And I really do think it actually helped with my teaching because it helps me see things from a different perspective. It's the thing I always have students tell me. They're like, David, you explain things in such interesting ways, It's like present perfect. Yeah, man. It's like the present with the past. It's just fucking perfect, man. It's just beautiful. And that's why it's called present perfect. Now, everyone, let's hold hands. Let's hold hands in the class. And let's just tell me, what things have you done? Yeah. By the end of it, they're going to the receptionist at the end and they go, hey, I love that class with David, He explained things so clearly in a new way. And it really helped me understand English. It's fantastic. And also, who the fuck is his dealer? Because I'd really like to have what the fuck he's on, seriously. And all I can say is, I don't have a dealer. This is permanent brain damage. This is not a haircut, this is a side effect. All right? But, when you're in this delirious state, you start contemplating the big questions in life. Why am I here? Why do we exist? The big questions that religions try to answer. Everything is, and they always try to answer, we're here because we were chosen. In every single religion, it's always the same. Humans were chosen because they were special. In not one religion is there ever a case of God created everything, including humans, and he chose the koala as his special animal. Because the koala is perfect, let's face it. They sleep all day and they just eat. It's fantastic. No. But, for me, I found out when I was about 10 years old about God. I found out that she lived 2 doors down from me. She was 8.5 years older than I was, and her name was Carmen. And I was like, what? And I found this out because I finally asked the right question. I'd always ask my parents, was I planned? And they said, yes, you were planned. You and your sister were both planned, totally planned. Yeah, absolutely planned. And I one day asked the important question was, why is there almost 9 years difference between us? And that's when they went quiet. And they just looked at each other and I went, something's up. What's going on here? Why the pause? And my father finally went, because your sister wanted a baby brother. I went, wait. You mean to tell me the reason why I exist is because she wanted a baby brother? And my parents went, yeah, pretty much. I was like, oh, so she's my God? And my sister's sitting there looking at me going, yes, I am. Suck shit. And I was like, oh, no. How did this happen? I mean, come on. She was about 7 at that point when she asked for a brother. How could she pressure you? Now, I knew my sister was a little terror. Like, most firstborn children, she had everything that she wanted. So, I already heard 1 or 2 stories. There was a story of her in the shopping center where she would ask for things. She's like, can I have the big doll up there? Can I have the big doll? My parents would be like, come, not right now. We can't afford this. We'll get it for you next week. And she'd be like, okay, next week. Next week comes. Doll. My parents would be like, oh no, we still got what you promised. Doll. And my parents would be like, look, we just can't afford to wait. What are you Here, have it all. Take it. So she always got everything she wanted. And there's a photo of her sitting on the bed. Next to this big, massive doll. And you can look at it, you can see that she's got a red ass. I'm like, what the hell's with this? My parents are like, yeah, we smacked the crap out of her for making a huge scene in the shopping center. I'm like, why has she got a big grin? And my sister's like, because I got the doll. I was like, uh-huh. Another story of hers was her great curiosity. She was like, one day my father walked into the bathroom, and she finds my sister with his wallet. And she was throwing money and cards out the window. Now, my parents were living in Spain. Excuse me, can you guys keep it down just a little bit? Can you keep it down just a little bit, please?
I got excited, my bad.
Don't take so much Viagra. All right, so.
I don't know what you're insinuating, but okay.
All right, cool. So anyway, if any of you have ever grown up in a country where papers are really important, you understand that you can't lose your documents. And my parents were living in Spain under Franco, a dictatorship. And my sister was flinging things outside the window, like, wee, woo, woo, woo. And my dad was like, what the hell are you doing? She's like, I just want to see if I can fly. So my mother comes home from the shopping, and she finds my dad downstairs outside the apartment building with his head in the bushes, and my sister walking around clutching her butt, going, Dad, I think I found your driver's license. My dad's going, great, because it didn't fly very far. Yeah, I think 8 stories is a pretty good flight. No, that's more like a fall. I'm very disappointed. So I was like, okay, so now, I get that my sister was a terror, but still, was it any particular way that she asked or something? And my parents went, well, at first all she said was, hey, I'd really like a little baby brother. My parents were like, oh shit. She just asked for a baby brother. I know. Well, we can't afford one. That doesn't work. I know, but maybe she'll just forget about it. Let's just ignore it. Well, you remember the doll? Yeah, just pretend it never happened. 2 weeks later, my sister's like, no, I'm really bored, and I'm really curious about having a little brother. It'd be kind of great. And my parents are like, oh crap. You know what she's like when she gets curious? Yeah, she tried to make my documents fly. No, yeah, we just let it pass. Maybe she'll forget. 1 week later, so each time the period is getting shorter, she goes, you know, it would be a real pity if I didn't have a brother, because, you know, I could end up getting really bored and trying to express my creativity in other ways. And she looks at the couch. Now, at this point, I kind of went, oh, wait, what was with the couch? My dad goes, yeah, that was the one that sealed the deal. The story with the fucking couch. So at this point, they explained to me the story of my sister, where she ends up, my dad had come home from work, and he had bought my sister a big piece of butcher's paper and some paints. My dad loved art, right? And he really kind of encouraged, you know, creativity and artistic expression in our family, if we could. And he had brought home a big piece of butcher's paper, a lot of paint, and he puts it in the living room, moves the couch, the TV, everything back just for her. And he's like, okay, cool. Carmen, there you go, a massive piece of butcher's paper. Go nuts. Your mother and I are going to have coffee next door. So they've gone to have coffee, and they're enjoying it. It's the first time in over 7 years they've had some peace and quiet. And my parents are really enjoying it. And they go, and also my mother looks at my dad and says, Frank? He's like, yes, dear. It's really quiet. And it's like, yeah. Yes, it is. No, Frank. It's really quiet. Yeah. Yeah, it's quiet. No, Frank, it's really quiet. Yeah, I heard you. It's quiet. He is like holding back because he knows what's coming. He's like the man in major denial. And he's like, okay, let's go check on her. And they walk in, and they walk in the living room. And the scene that greets them is just paint all over the place. And my dad is about to go mental. And my mother quickly goes, no, Frank. We have neighbors. They'll call the police. Don't go crazy. Be calm. And my dad is going, hello, Carmen. My precious. My beloved. My angelic little daughter. Please, explain to me, your loving father, ever patient, and to your saint of a mother. Why, after your loving father has brought you a beautiful piece of butcher's paper, laid it on the ground for you, and told you you can paint whatever you like, instead, you have chosen to paint on the brand new $2,000 couch set with a unicorn, a big sun, a big gold multi-fucked thing, I don't know what the hell it is, but it's seeping into the foam. Why? Please explain why you did that. My sister went, because the butcher's paper wasn't big enough for my artistic vision. At which point, my dad was telling me the story, and he's like, I had to admit, I was really proud of your sister. It was the best thing. I mean, I was beating the crap out of her ass, but I was like, damn, this girl is good. She's got a great, she could be a politician, honey. My mother's like, yeah, well, she can get away with murder. I mean, at this point, they're picturing that my sister in the future will be at a cinema or something going, police officer, yes, I killed this man. However, I would like to make it known that he was using his mobile phone in the cinema, and as a protector of the civil rights and the liberties of all the other people here, I became their champion and I struck this man down with rightful vengeance. So, you know, really it was self-defense. Can I go now? Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. You can go, but one technicality first. As the wife of the dead man, can you identify him? Yeah, that's the cheating son of a bitch. Now, if you don't mind, I now have to meet my best friend at a comedy club, and yeah, meet up with her. Wait. Does she use her mobile phone during comedy shows? No, but she does have the annoying habit of constantly talking and chatting into my ear. But don't worry, the show doesn't start for an hour and a half. You have time to clean up. See you later. So, I now know why I exist. But the thing is, my sister, like all gods, at some point, becomes disappointed with their creation. There's always a flood or a volcano erupting or something. There's always some moment where God just goes, damn, that didn't really work out as planned. I need to start again. All right, restart. And my sister was no different. It took her 2 months before she was bored with me. She was like, he does nothing. He just eats and shits himself. He's like a koala. And she took it upon herself to fix the situation. Once again, in a shopping center. My parents were out shopping, and they had bought a whole lot of stuff. There was my sister, there was me, and they had to get something from about 2 aisles down, something big that required 2 of them to carry. But they weren't going to move everything, and it was just easier, the checkout was right there. So, at this point, they've gone, Carmen, we just need you to look after your brother for 1 minute, just 1 minute. Do not move, okay? Don't move. Yeah. Don't move. Really don't move. And they went. And they came back. And they found the trolley, my sister, and me. And a big guy, big young man, muscular man standing there. And the guy was like this. And my sister was like this. And at which point, they thought, oh, she's found someone to play with. You know, kids, they will just play with them, and the guy, yeah, you got me. But he looked up at my parents and went, is this your daughter? And they were like, oh shit, what has she done? And he went, she's trying to sell her brother to me. And I was like, what the fuck? My sister goes, whoa, no, I wasn't trying to sell you. You haven't heard the whole story. My mother was the one this time flipping out going, got him in! And she's like, no. And my dad was the one holding her back going, no, we have witnesses. They might call the police. Hold back. Plus, I'm kind of curious to see if she's improved on her bullshit skills. So, let me talk to her. Carmen, my loving daughter, my precious, my angel, please explain to your loving father and your ever-patient mother who looks like a bull who's stuck behind a glass wall, please explain to us exactly what happened. She goes, well, and at this point, at the lunch, my dad goes, Carmen, you tell him. And my sister goes, well, what happened was, I was standing there, minding my own business, and along came this young man and asked him, hi, what's your name? And he said, my name is Juan. She went, oh, nice to meet you. Have you ever thought of having children? And Juan's gone, yeah, one day. Oh, yeah, one day I'll have kids, I guess. And I hope they're as cute as you. And she went, oh, I thank you. Now, have you met my brother? He looks like a gorilla right now, but he is genetically related to me, so he should grow up to be, well, he has the potential to be at least half as cute as I am, because I'm the cute one of the family. But, you know, he has potential. My sister breaks the story to look at me and go, yeah, we're still waiting. And I was like, yeah, thanks, sis. Well, it's better to have potential than to have been a has-been, because I had to survive in that family. We have this humor, this is a survival mechanism. This is not a grab for attention. So, she's gone, if you like a child, she goes, oh, okay, well, if you would like a child, what I can suggest to you is you can have him if you buy me that doll. And at this point, my dad's there going, oh, got it. No, Angel, no, that's so wrong. Your mother is going to beat the shit out of your ass later on, but sweetheart, no. Great sales pitch, but you should have gone for the priest down in the next aisle. My sister went, oh fuck, I didn't see him. Could have sold him in 20 seconds. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope you have a great night.
Good evening, everyone. Did you guys like that?